Galen grinned cruelly as he fired at the human diplomat, Martin Adams, not realizing that ending Martin's life would soon become his deepest regret. Martin slumped forward onto the table, blood staining the polished obsidian surface beneath him. The Eonian High Counselor, exuding smug superiority typical of his species, leaned back confidently, envisioning the imminent bombardment of human colonies by the Ionian warfleet, unaware of the retaliation Earth Alliance was capable of. The murder of Martin Adams marked the end of humanity's attempts at peace, signaling the onset of a conflict they had hoped to avoid. Martin had journeyed to the Iconian home world for a critical summit meeting, endeavoring to dissuade the increasingly aggressive aliens. However, the Iconians remained deaf to his pleas, boasting of their technological prowess and threatening the human colonies. Martin's execution triggered outrage throughout the Earth Alliance. President Jonathan Robbie, his expression grave, addressed the public in an emergency press conference, recognizing the need for swift action against the alien aggressors. As a seasoned soldier, Robbie understood the gravity of the situation, realizing that this conflict would be unlike any other they had faced before. He grasped the edges of the podium, his knuckles turning white as he addressed the nation. My fellow humans, today we mourn the loss of Martin Adams, a courageous man who perished in service to his people. But beyond this, we confront a dire new threat. The Iconians have made their intentions clear. They seek our destruction, aiming for our colonies, our resources, and our lives. Yet, we refuse to surrender. Martin Adams was not merely a diplomat. He was a highly trained operative, equipped with a special neural implant that transmitted his experiences back to Earth. The president paused, allowing his words to sink in. We possess recordings of the Iconians' threats against Martin, as well as his cold-blooded murder. Furthermore, we've obtained crucial intelligence on their military strength and movements. Straightening his posture, his voice hardened with determination. Henceforth, I decree the full mobilization of Earth's military. We are now in conflict with the Iconian Empire. We will avenge Martin Adams and defend our colonies at any cost. The Iconians perceive us as weak, believing us to be easy prey. They shall soon learn otherwise. Humanity will emerge triumphant. The crowd erupted into cheers, rallying behind their leader as the war machinery commenced its operations. Factories labored tirelessly, producing ships, tanks, and weaponry, while soldiers underwent rigorous training for the battles ahead. Earth stood poised to unleash the entirety of its advanced war capabilities upon the Iconian homeworld. Meanwhile, Galen swaggered into the High Counselor's chamber, still basking in the glory of executing the human diplomat. I dispatched that Terran swiftly, he boasted. Did you witness his expression? The High Counselor grinned, revealing his sharp teeth. You've done admirably, Galen. We shall use the humans as an example, teaching the galaxy the consequences of defiance. I hereby promote you to Fleet Commander. Lead the invasion of the human colonies, eradicate them entirely. Saluting with pride, Galen envisioned the human colonies in flames, their people enslaved or slaughtered. The Iconian flag would soon dominate every world. As the mighty Iconian armada approached the first human colony, Galen anticipated an effortless victory. However, alarms blared throughout the fleet as strange contacts emerged on their sensors. Human ships, dozens of them, materializing around the colony. Galen stared in disbelief, questioning how humans possessed such advanced stealth technology, far surpassing their expectations. A chilling sense of dread crept down his spine as the Earth fleet prepared to confront the Iconians. The Earth Alliance warships materialized around the human colony, revealing their advanced cloaking technology as it disengaged, exposing a formidable fleet bristling with cutting-edge weaponry previously unseen by the Iconians. Galen's eyes widened in shock as the Earth ships unleashed a devastating volley of energy beams, effortlessly piercing through the Iconian shields like paper. The Iconian vessels quaked under the relentless assault, their hulls buckling and fracturing as explosions erupted across their fleet, reducing once proud warships to mere wreckage in moments. Alarms blared on Galen's ship as damage reports flooded in, painting a grim picture of the fleet's deteriorating state. Galen's earlier confidence vanished as he slammed his fist on the console, issuing orders for all ships to fall back and regroup. Turning to his tactical officer with tightly controlled anger, he demanded an analysis of the enemy's weaponry and a strategy to counter it, expressing disbelief that humans possessed such advanced technology. As the battered Iconian fleet retreated from the colony, a sleek vessel detached from the Earth Alliance formation. It was the Spectre infiltration team, led by Captain Luca Reynolds, moving stealthily towards the Iconian command vessel. Luca's jaw clenched with thoughts of his murdered comrade, Martin, as the Spectres executed their mission to capture high-value targets, gather intelligence, and exact retribution on the Iconians. Docking with the Iconian command vessel, the Spectres swiftly infiltrated its corridors, their stealth suits rendering them nearly invisible as they dispatched Iconian soldiers with ease. Led by Luca, they advanced towards the ship's data core, intent on extracting crucial information to turn the tide of the war. Back on Earth, President Robbie confronted a wall of screens, each displaying the leader of a different galactic power, presenting evidence of Iconian aggression, including damning recordings from Martin's implant. Robbie rallied support from skeptical leaders, who, recognizing the severity of the Iconian threat, pledged their alliance to the Earth cause. With humanity leading the charge, they saw an opportunity to retaliate against the Iconian bullying and threats that had plagued them all. A coalition emerged, united in their resolve to bring the Iconians to account. On the Iconian command ship, Luca and his team fought their way towards the bridge, effortlessly overpowering the ship's elite guards. As they breached the bridge, Luca locked eyes with Galen, the Iconian commander, whose visage twisted with hatred. The two warriors engaged in a brutal hand-to-hand combat, their armor sparking as they exchanged blows. Galen, with venom-laced words, taunted Luca about Martin's demise, claiming it was merely the beginning of their invasion plans. Enraged, Luca launched himself at Galen, his enhanced strength dominating the Iconian. Despite his fury, Luca recognized the value of keeping Galen alive for intelligence. With a growl, he subdued Galen, ensuring he would face justice for his crimes and provide vital knowledge for humanity's victory. Securing the restraints around Galen's wrists, Luca ignored the Iconian commander's hateful glare, focusing on communicating their success to command. With Galen in custody and the bridge secured, the Spectres set about gathering valuable intel from the Iconian command ship. As the Earth Alliance fleet received news of their triumph, Admiral Nora Jenkins commanded a renewed assault on the Iconian fleet, capitalizing on their disarray and showing them the consequences of challenging humanity. The coalition fleet surged forward, Earth Alliance vessels and their allies decimating the Iconian ranks with advanced weaponry. However, as they approached the Iconian home world, they encountered a formidable defense. A massive planetary shield and orbital weapon platforms ready to repel any attack. Admiral Jenkins, faced with the challenge of neutralizing these defenses without heavy casualties, turned to Captain Reynolds and the Spectre team for solutions. Captain Reynolds suggested analyzing the stolen intel for weaknesses in the Iconian defenses. The Spectres meticulously studied the data, searching for any vulnerabilities that could be exploited to overcome the daunting obstacles ahead. Finally, their tech expert spoke up. "I've identified a vulnerability in the shield's power grid, a critical junction deep beneath the planet's surface. If we could infiltrate and sabotage it, the shield would collapse." Luca nodded, formulating a plan in his mind. "Admiral, we've found a way. We'll need a team of engineers and Spectre support. If we can disable this power facility's grid, the shield will fall, allowing the fleet to advance." Admiral Jenkins agreed, and preparations commenced. A crack team of Earth Alliance engineers, honed by years of experience, was assembled, accompanied by the Spectres for security and tactical support. Covertly landing on the Iconian home world, they bypassed sensor nets and patrols, reaching the heavily guarded entrance of the underground power facility. The Spectres, utilizing their stealth suits, silently eliminated guards, paving the way for the engineers. As they approached the central power junction, alarms blared, alerting the facility's defenders. The engineers rushed to sabotage the grid while the Spectres held off Iconian soldiers led by Commander Zaius. Despite the Spectres' grim determination, they were gradually pushed back by Zaius's relentless forces. However, the tide of battle shifted when a group of Iconian rebels, led by the charismatic figure Q's, attacked Zaius's flank. With the rebels' aid, the Spectres and their newfound allies drove back Zaius's forces, granting the engineers the time they needed. With a surge of sparks, the power junction overloaded, causing the planetary shield to flicker and collapse. On her flagship's bridge, Admiral Jenkins watched as the shield fell and issued a stern ultimatum to the Iconian High Council. Faced with the inevitable, the High Council reluctantly agreed to surrender and negotiate a peace treaty. Meanwhile, on the surface of the Iconian home world, Luca Reynolds and Q's stood together as Earth Alliance ships landed, signaling the end of the war. While the conflict was over, the arduous task of rebuilding and securing lasting peace lay ahead. The two warriors, once adversaries, now stood united in their aspirations for a brighter future. Earth Alliance soldiers secured crucial locations across the Iconian home world, while rebel forces endeavored to maintain order. Galen found himself shackled before a hastily convened war crimes tribunal, glaring defiantly at the judges comprised of both human and Iconian officials. The proceedings, though swift, were thorough, with mounting evidence condemning Galen and the High Council. Recordings from Martin Adams' neural implant, along with Galen's own incriminating statements, sealed their fate. The tribunal pronounced their verdict. Galen and the surviving council members were sentenced to life imprisonment on a remote penal colony, stripped of their power indefinitely. Tyrion, the rebel leader, stepped forward to address the Iconian people, heralding a new era of peace and cooperation under a government that would prioritize the well-being of all. The Iconians, weary of conflict and deceit, rallied behind him. On Earth, a memorial service honored Martin Adams, attended by dignitaries from across the galaxy. President Robbie paid tribute to Martin's bravery and sacrifice, while Luca Reynolds, Martin's closest friend, delivered a poignant eulogy. Luca emphasized Martin's belief in the power of understanding and unity, urging others to honor his legacy by striving for a galaxy where such sacrifices were unnecessary. As the service concluded, a startling revelation emerged. Iconian rebels unearthed the High Council's secret files, revealing the existence of an ancient AI known as Omega. This AI, remnants of a long-extinct race, had clandestinely influenced the Iconians for centuries, driving them towards conquest. The revelation shook both the Earth Alliance and the new Iconian government, prompting President Robbie and Tyrion to recognize the urgent need to confront Omega. In a private meeting, President Robbie and Tyrion enlisted Luca Reynolds to lead a joint task force to hunt down Omega. Luca, fueled by determination and a promise to Martin, accepted the mission, prepared to confront the challenges ahead. The story concluded with Luca standing alone at Martin's grave, solemnly pledging to fulfill his friend's legacy and ensure peace, knowing that the fight against Omega marked only the beginning of their journey. If you appreciated this story and wish to show your support, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to our channel. Additionally, for each comment containing 88, I will heart every single one. Thank you for your time.